Ayo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and in this video I'll be covering the new set of rules for Limited over the weekend and the best lineups or best cards you can use in your lineups to get yourself some wins over the course of this weekend. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys drop a like down below, comment some of your favorite players that I didn't cover in this video, as well as just who you're going to be using in your general lineup for this. There's a lot of great cards this week, and it actually kind of covers the sense of Limited, so it should be fun, and we can see some real nice options here. So first off, I gotta show you guys what the weekend rules are going to be for Limited. You can't use any diamonds or pink diamonds. That is a huge one, and I honestly am kind of a fan of that, because a lot of the cards that they've been dropping recently have been very overpowered. So I think it limits it a little bit more. It makes it a little bit more fun to just play Limited. Also, you can only use one Amethyst and one Ruby. Very good options at both Amethyst and Ruby. I'm going to cover, I think, 3 for each one, as well as get some general shoutouts of what you want to see in some of these cards. And then all other players must be Sapphire or lower, and that's the big limit for a lot of these. But I do have some very solid Sapphire options that I want to shout out to you guys. And also, Surge looks so mad. First off, we're going to hop into my Limited lineup. Roughly going to be running something like this. I just threw some guys that I thought were very good that I had at Sapphire currently as some options right there. So as a great Sapphire PG, I think Derek Harper is great, but we're going to cover him later. One of the Amethysts that I very highly recommend to a lot of you guys right now for the weekend is going to be Amethyst Surge Ibaka, because I think he's one of the best kind of stretch bigs that you can kind of run right now. Just because his defense all around is great. You can see 93 defensive overall and a 91 offensive overall. Also is 6'10", so he should be able to guard most of the other guys you're going to be going against. Maybe if somebody uses Porzingis, it could be a little bit difficult. But you can see with Ibaka, we have some really solid post game. We have a good mid range of an 91, and we have an 85 3-point shot, so we can stretch it out a bit. Our free throw is lacking, but 90 driving dunk is super solid. A 97 block and a 90 interior defense is amazing. Semi-perimeter isn't that bad either. That's good enough to really get some bumps. Some of those little bit faster centers, really good rebounding, and still is pretty quick himself with a 76 speed. And then we obviously have Hall of Famer and Protector, which is great. Catch and shoot, brick wall, lob city finisher, intimidator, rebound chaser, set shooter, and some nice silver badges. So we have some really good badges to help us out and kind of cover everything. If you can't find a Ruby center or a Ruby power forward that you think really, or Sapphire power forward center that really works for you, I think Surge Ibaka is kind of one of the go-to Amethysts to really give you that option, that punch. But Surge Ibaka is a really solid Amethyst to be running. Another one that I think is super solid, and I'll keep shouting him out every single time, Boris Diaw. Beautiful option. You can see it's about 6k MT, a little bit lower sometimes, like 5. But if you play your cards right, you might be able to sell him for more at the end of the weekend, because this Boris Diaw should consistently go up as people realize how great he is. But the great thing about Boris Diaw, as you can see, we're just an all-around demon, and he plays the 3 and the 4 really well. He can score really nice, he can play make pretty well, also can play awesome defense, rebound well, decently fast, and has great badges. Relay passer on next gen, I think it's flashy passer on current gen. 14 gold badges, as well as 14 silver, including clamps and intimidator, which is great. I personally love this Boris Diaw as a power forward, but he can play both options very well, and he just kind of gives you really good all-around ability. Next, when it comes to kind of like another Amethyst that I think is really good, it's going to be a two-way tie for these guys. It is going to be one of the Idol series cards, also an Amethyst who is not on this page. I'll be on page 2. Yes, Steve Francis, I think is like an Amethyst PG that you can run, is very solid. Again, we have a really good shooting ability, a 95 dropping dunk, great playmaking, can speed boost, has the Curry slide, and has amazing speed. Also has Hall of Fame badge, 17 good gold badges, 14 good silver, and has bronze clamps and bronze range extender to really kind of boost you up, which is great. We have deep threes and posterizer and clamps all on bronze, and I think that is very solid. Another one that I do want to shout out for some of the more, I guess, higher end people that have a lot of MT from the Possessed set. Donovan Mitchell is also a great Amethyst if you have, badged him out a good bit. If you can find one, maybe like this one that we're looking at here, that has some sort of range extender and clamps added to him. I think it actually already has clamps. Some range extender and just some other really good things kind of boosted up into this Donovan Mitchell, he is an amazing option, but it does take some extra MT, so I do caution some people that he does take a bit, but is a very, very solid option to run as an Amethyst. When it comes to rubies, another card that I think is very good at the ruby position is going to be, first off, this Ruby Chris Paul, who is not in that set. He is in a completely different set, which should be team ups, right? Yeah, there we go. Ruby Chris Paul is great for the kind of the lower end guys because at 6 foot he still has a great mid range, a great 3-point shot, can't dunk, great playmaking, amazing defense, like amazing defense for guys gonna be playing PG, super nice speed, and you can see his 17 gold badges just kind of cover everything really, really nice. And he just helps you out in everything. Silver clamps, love it. Silver quick first step, I think. Maybe even gold, and just some really, really nice badges. Like this Chris Paul as a ruby option is beautiful. My number one recommendation, though, for a ruby is going to be this Nick Anderson. I think this Nick Anderson just provides you with so much floor spacing that it really helps you out. 6'6" at the 2 is great, but 92 mid-range, 93 3-point shot, a money jump shot. Can also dunk a little bit, which is kind of cool, and you can speed boost if you want, but 80 steal, 82 perimeter defense is still solid, nice speed. But here's the big reason you want this Nick Anderson. Gold catch and shoot, corner specialist, blinders, circus threes, and deep threes on Nick Anderson. It is huge. Also, hot zone hunter. Like, come on. 12 silver badges. You can see a pick dodger right there. Giant slayer, sniper, all really good. And then we have bronze clamps and deadeye. If I had to recommend one card to you guys, it would be this Nick Anderson. I think he's one of the best rubies to run. That's why he's in my lineup, along with Serge Ibaka. I think he's just absolutely beautiful and can really just do everything for you. Like, really do everything for you. But other ones that are good, I want to give you two more shout out ruby options because there's just so many good budget rubies. First off, this Bruce Bowen. I think this Bruce Bowen is probably going to be one of the most run cards in the game because everybody knows how solid he is. You can see it's because of his defense, 93 defensive overall, 88 3-point shot, and then we have a 96 perimeter defense. Also comes with gold catch and shoot, pick dodger, clamps, and intimidator. So if you really want defense and just some nice shooting ability as well, pick up Bruce Bowen. But if you want somebody that's a little bit more offensive heavy, then I would probably head over to the international set and pick yourself up an Andrew Wiggins. Just because it's Andrew Wiggins, you can see it. I mean, this guy all around is amazing. Has the jump shot 22 base, which is beautiful off catch, and is one of the better slashers at the ruby position in the entire game. A little bit lacking on badges, I will say that, but it comes with bronze clamps. To at least hold his own a little bit, and I think he's just a beautiful, beautiful option. So that's what I covered for Amethyst and Rubies. I think those are very, very solid options, but obviously the one that I think a lot of you guys are going to struggle with are Sapphires, because obviously they're a little bit lower tiered. You don't focus on Sapphires when you're picking up cards for your lineup. So I want to give you guys some really good shout out ones. If you don't want to run Serge Ibaka, another great center that you can run, Sapphire Chris BOSH. Chris BOSH definitely lacks in the defensive end. You're going to have to worry about that, and that's why I picked somebody like Serge. But if you don't want to pick up Serge Ibaka, you want to use somebody like Boris Diaw or Donovan Mitchell, Chris BOSH is a great option because we have the ability to stretch the floor with a 79 3-point shot. We can kind of finish inside. We still have solid defense with an 80 interior. We have good rebounding, okay speed, and we have solid badges. Now, personally, I won't be using this Chris BOSH really at all just because his defense is a little bit too lackluster. But if you really want an emphasis on stretching the floor and there's an Amethyst that's not a center that you really want to run, I think Chris BOSH can really help you out. Same thing with like an Sapphire Porzingis. Porzingis just plays well because he's so tall and has a solid Brook Lopez base with a 76 shot 3. Also can finish really well. Better defense than his stats represent because he's so tall, good rebounding, and still solid speed for a guy at his size. So overall, very solid, although I do think I probably would pick a BOSH over him. For the PG position, obviously, what you're looking for in a PG is the ability to have some sort of clamps, play some defense. You want quick first step, and if you like to score, obviously some range center and some shooting would be helpful, but personally, I think I'm getting a lot of scoring out of Nick Anderson, him being my big cheeser. So for somebody like Derek Harper, works very well as my PG. Derek Harper was one of the free triple threat offline cards to get, and I love this Derek Harper. For challenges like this, because he's got an 83 point shot, so he can still catch and shoot very well, and even if you get a nice snatchback or nice play, can definitely make some nice threes. We have great playmaking, and then an 88 steal, 88 perimeter defense, solid speed. And then for our badges, you can see we have gold clamps, interceptor, intimidator, tireless defender, needle threader, bullet passer, floor general, silver dimer, silver pickpocket, silver pick dodger, silver celery finisher. So as a sapphire, there's so many great badges on this Derek Harper that I really think you can't go wrong. And if you have him, definitely is a great option, even if he's just coming off the bench to just provide defense. Really like him. Byron Scott's my next one on the token market. This guy I love because he's basically Bruce Bowen, just lower tiered, because we have an 84 3-point shot, which is great. Even have a 70 driving dunk, which is solid. An 80 perimeter defense, solid speed, a really good jump shot off catch with cold catch and shoot, corner specialist. Then we have silver pick dodger, silver clamps, silver heart crusher, green machine, hot zone hunter, wonderful badges. And he's only 6 tokens, which makes it one of the better options because you're not going to have to spend anything to get your Byron Russell or Bryon Russell. So very, very solid. Another guy that I like at the 3 and the 4 is going to be this Sapphire Patrick Williams. All of these NBA draft options, once you get into like the Sapphire tier, besides like I think LaMelo, Hampton, and Killian Hayes are not the greatest options if I'm being honest, but Patrick Williams, even to James Wiseman, are very, very good. Patrick Williams I love because his all-around ability is just great. We have a 79 mid-range, a 3-point shot, so off catch. We can hit those very easily. 85 driving dunk is super solid. Then we have an 80 perimeter defense. We have really good speed, and we have 4 Hall of Fame or 4 gold badges, which are all solid for finishing. And then all of his silver badges kind of just are all about defense. Also has bronze catch and shoot to help him out there. Patrick Williams, I think as a 4 works great because you can run a 5 out. He can still catch and shoot in the corner and play great defense all around in there. And I really, really love just his total versatility. So great option that I recommend to a lot of people because he's super, super cheap, like 2K MT. We don't really have to do too much for him. Xavier McDaniel, another Sapphire that I really love as a 4 because he's 6'9" and his overalls are much higher than a Sapphire. The only thing that kind of sucks is he's a 73-point shot. I've actually been able to green quite a bit with Xavier McDaniel because he has jump shot 40. Very greenable jump shot. Same one as Bruce Bowen. Also has a 90 driving dunk. The defense all around is pretty solid. 80 perimeter, 78 interior. And we have really good speed along with some solid gold badges. You're not going to be playing the most insane defense, but again, I like running him as a power forward. There's a solid option there. Trevor Ariza is great for kind of like that 3 and D aspect that you want to do. 84 3-point shot, 80 driving dunk, and then we have an 84 perimeter defense with gold catch and shoot. You can see silver pick dodger, silver hot zone, and bronze clamps. Very, very solid option as a Sapphire. Cole Anthony, I put him in here just because he is an amazing all offense kind of option. Good driving dunk, can speed boost, can shoot the 3-ball very, very well. And if you think you go with this athletic one for the eval, I think it is. Yeah, athletic. Then you get a bunch of really good offensive badges, especially in finishing like gold quick break step and things like that. Not one of my higher recommendations, but if you like to just score with a PG and you needed a Sapphire because you took up your Ruby and Amethyst with other ones, Cole Anthony's a solid option. Patrick Beverley's in here because, I mean, he plays defense and has an 82 3-point shot. That's really about it. Just have him in here because he's got bronze or gold clamps and gold pick dodger. But for the most part, go in there and depending on the position, look for at least some form of clamps and some good shooting on a lot of cards. There's some great Sapphire options that you can get from the NBA draft set. Like I said, Cole Anthony is solid. Patrick Williams is solid. One card that I really liked at Sapphire was Denny Avdija. Very solid Sapphire. James Wiseman, again, is very solid at Sapphire. So those are just a lot of the recommendations that I would use for a lot of these. And even a card like Jeff Green at Emerald is one of my favorites to run for limited because he's just got solid defense at 6'8", being with the 79 3-point shot, 80 driving dunk, really good playmaking, 82 perimeter defense. He has really good speed, and he has solid badges that really help out, including like a bronze clamps. I run him as a power forward, and it's actually worked a lot in limited for me, and even unlimited. So another great option that isn't a Sapphire is below tier and Emerald, but is still very, very good. So those are the general lineups that I think you guys should run, and obviously I think this is going to be my trial starting lineup for now, having Derek Harper, Nick Anderson, Bryon Russell, Patrick Williams, and Serge Ibaka. Let me know what you guys are going to be running. Let me know some of your favorite cards if you liked any of the ones on this list, and have fun in limited. Hope you guys have a great time, and don't forget about all of the XP challenges that are in the Win the Weekend section, because there's a bunch of XP coming through a lot of these, and if you're already going to be playing limited, make sure you get those 5 games done, get your double-double, and things like that throughout it. Make sure you guys like the video you guys did enjoy. Again, comment down below everything we talked about earlier. Subscribe if you guys are new on that road to 10K subscribers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good luck in limited, and I'll see y'all in the next video.